Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at pizza delivery drivers share their worst trips. Yeah, let's just get right into the video. I once delivered to a guy living under his porch, if that counts. I drove up to the house. It's pitch black, no lights on. I look at the ticket and it says use back door. I go up the steps and no lights on, nothing. Then I hear a voice from below me say, "Hey, down here." I look under the porch and there's a small door leading into what looked like a makeshift apartment. I had to actually crouch to get to it. Gave the guy the pizza and bounced out of there. I have so many questions. Wait, what? Are they secretly living there? Or did the owner build them like their own little apartment? Honestly, if I was the delivery driver, I would probably be fired after that because I wouldn't even go there. I feel like before I can even give the guy the pizza, I'll just throw it at his face or something, you know? That's kind of creepy. Someone ordered pizzas to a funeral. There were a ton of people there, all somber and dressed in black, while I rolled up in my bright red greasy t-shirt. Definitely one of the most awkward experiences I've had. Oh my gosh, I would feel bad asking for the money. I didn't end up delivering the pizza, but the address was an abandoned house. It was around dusk and the house was so obviously uninhabited. I could see trees growing through the windows and the backside of the house was crumbling so badly I could see the backyard from the street. The instructions were to come around back. No. I double-checked the address after locking my doors. Called the customer a couple of times, called the store and told them what was up and why I wasn't delivering the pizza and headed out. I mean, seriously, who would have been dumb enough to go to the back of that house? I agree. Common sense is you don't go. Like, if they're not there to meet you at the front of their house, don't go inside or don't even go to the back of their house. Like, why would you go in someone's house? Like, just stand outside. It's already suspicious if someone is telling you to go into their house or go to the back of their house. Like, bro, just come to the front. Don't you want your pizza? What's more important than pizza? I delivered pizza to a house where an older guy walks out in a robe, sorta mumbling. I hand him the food. He hands me a 20. I tell him it's 24. He mumbles okay and muddles back into the house, comes back and hands me another 20. I go to my pocket to get change and he slams the door on me. Oh, he didn't want his change back? Nice. What happened? So it's a 24, not a 40. I also once delivered to an older woman who tells me to come in the side door. The food is about $34 and she hands me what I think is 40 and is really sweet, asking me how I'm doing and all that. I get back into my car and realize it's actually 60 and two of the 20s are sort of stuck together. I go back into her house to let her know and she says, "Oh, I know, it's for the gas and whatever else you might need." I always remember that lady because it was such a random nice thing to do and really made my day. Oh, that's so sweet. Wow, this was a nice one. You know, they got extra money. I was delivering chicken, not pizza, but my worst stop was pathetic, really. I knock on the door. I hear a kid yell, "I got it." He opens the door and runs up the stairs yelling to his friends, "The chicken's here! The chicken's here!" After which a crowd of about 8 preteens at the top of the stairs start throwing change down the stairs at me to pay for the delivery. I asked if they could hand me the money. They laugh and just throw the quarters, dimes, etc. harder. So I picked up the bag of food, ringed it upstairs at them, it hit the wall and I split. Told the boss what happened, and if they called to complain, I won't listen or apologize. I'll just quit if he brings it up. I found out later he did get a call and told them to get stuffed. Good boss. Oh, yeah, a good boss. Sticking up for his employees? Yes, these kids. Really? How dare you throw change at someone delivering you food? You should be grateful that you even can get food delivered, you know? How dare they throw change? That's actually kind of amazing how they threw the food at them. Like, it's something you would imagine doing in your head, right? But not in real life, you know? He just did it. They were just like, screw these kids, and just threw the chickens. Nice. That would have been me too, but I wouldn't have the guts to throw it. I think I would just cry. I would just like run and cry. I'm a girl. I was a delivery driver and was working a morning shift. Around 10:30 a.m. I got a delivery to an apartment. Everything seemed legit since it's daytime and there are lots of people close by. I knocked on the door and after 30 seconds or so, the door opened a few inches and the guy was behind the door, so I only saw his face. Still didn't think it was weird because people do that when they're trying to restrain a dog. He asked me to put the pizza on the stove behind him, and he moved back so I could see it was right behind him. I hesitated a second and decided not to do it. Told him I can't enter homes, but I don't mind waiting until he's ready to take the pizza. He asked again, said it's right there. So I gave the same answer, really apologetic, but something wasn't feeling right. I realized later how quiet it was. Didn't sound like there was an excited dog back there. So he opened the door wide open and was completely naked. And this guy was at least 60 years old and like 6 feet tall. I tried to hand him the pizza and gave him the total, averting my eyes the whole time. He wouldn't give me the money. He kept asking me to repeat the total and moved into my line of vision. I just took a step back and looked straight up. Eventually he gave me $25 and I got out. Told everyone at the store, and for an $8 tip and a chance to deck the guy, all the boys that worked there hoped he would order again. The next day he did. When the driver got back, he said he had to wait at least 2 minutes, and when the guy answered, he was only wearing sweatpants, so he was sure he would do it again to a girl driver. So the guy got blacklisted. Oh. That's nasty. 60 years old and doing this kind of stuff? Really, dude? Really? Whose grandpa is this? I love how the people at the store got her back though. Like, that's amazing. You know? The boys there. Bless you guys. One night I have a delivery to a pretty rural area. A lot of my deliveries are to rural areas, so no big deal. But tonight is drizzling and especially dark, so I'm having trouble finding the address of the house I'm looking for. So I rolled down the passenger window and used my really bright flashlight, pointing it at mailboxes, trees, posts, anything that somebody might have the address on at the end of the driveway. So I'm driving along at like 5 miles an hour, pointing my flashlight when the beam catches a guy wearing a black hoodie at the end of a obviously long gravel road staring directly at me. More of a glare at me really, but whatever, could just be on the phone or something. Then it gets weirder. I finally find the address I'm looking for and pull into the drive and hop out of the car. That's when I get the sinking feeling. No cars, no house light, boarded up windows. If you've ever been a delivery person, you know that this is a time to get out of there because you're about to get robbed. Right as I'm about to jump in, throw the car into reverse, and nope out of there, I see a man walking across the empty field adjacent to the property towards me. Now, I'm a pretty burly, bearded dude, so I don't worry a whole lot on deliveries, but this scared me. When he gets closer, I see him very obviously tucking something into his waistband. He then says in a thick southern accent, "I thought you was the law." I guess because of how I was scanning the addresses. I meekly point to my car topper and the pizza in my hand, and he says in the nicest voice you've ever heard, "Oh great, thank you so much, have a great night," pays me and proceeds to walk back into the open field, in the direction of no buildings, in the rain with his pizza. For the rest of my shift, I couldn't stop whispering, "What the heck? Strangest thing that's ever happened to me. I thought you was the law." You thought it was like the police? What did he do wrong, you know? Why was he so scared? Now I'm just curious. What was he doing? I thought you was the law, so I didn't want to get my pizza. He just walked into nowhere with his pizza while it's raining. Dude must love his pizza. I delivered subs, but one of our regular clients was an old lady in a nursing home who thought it was 1940s or something. She was super nice, but nobody would deliver to her because she would only tip you like 25 cents because, again, she was living way in the past. But I loved to sit and talk with her, so I always volunteered to do it. The nurses would pay the tip if they saw me, but usually I only got a quarter. Her delusional state was heartbreaking. She was for the most part lucid aside from not realizing what year it was. She'd give me hair, makeup tips, loved to talk about men, and always told me stories about her husband, but seemed unsure of where he was because she never mentioned him dying or if he visits. They both sound sweet. First time to a huge mansion that was renowned for big tips, where you had to go around the back to a gate leading to the pool patio. Guy who answered the gate doorbell had been disfigured in some horrible accident. He had me wait while he got his wallet, so I got a good dose of the backyard where a raging party was going on. Guy finally comes back, addresses me by name, no name tag, and says, "You don't remember me, do you?" Knowing that I'd remember those injuries, I realized he must know me from before he got hurt, and I stammered out a weak, "No, I don't." His response blew me away. He recalled being in first grade with me at a local Catholic school I attended for 1 year. Then he went on to detail everything about class that year, the people, teachers, activities, and that his accident happened during the following summer. He'd gone through a windshield in a head-on with a semi. I delivered there a few more times and hung out chatting with him as long as I could. It slowly became clear that the party crowd was just using him for his money. That was screwed up enough, but what I also eventually realized was that he was stuck in that last normal year he'd lived and 20 years later had moved back, as soon as he was old enough to access the accident settlement, and the money was going up that crowd's nose pretty fast. I had no idea how to help him or even if he wanted help, but eventually started letting other drivers take that run. Never saw him again, even though it's a small town. Eventually he stopped ordering pizza and then I left for a job elsewhere, but would pass by his house when visiting while my parents still lived there. Fewer and fewer cars were parked out front every time I went by. Why is this so sad? Wow. He remembered him from first grade? That must be because that was such a crazy year for him. And yeah, oh man, I feel bad. Oh, why was this so sad? Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.